what exactly is a reading? It's a good question. And you may be someone who's had many readings, and you may be someone who's just thinking about having a reading, and you just, either way, you still might not know. Sometimes we, when something is beyond our brain's understanding, we either just can't touch it at all, or it's all going to fall apart in our brains, or we kind of do the thing of dismissing and being skeptical. And sometimes even people who receive readings are coming from a very skeptical, blocked place because they don't really believe in what's happening. So this is a great opportunity to just feel into exactly what a reading is and what it isn't. And I'm going to speak just for the readings that I am used divinely to perform, to deliver, and these apply only to my experience in delivering these messages. So in my experience, what happens first in a reading is that I am moving my human physical self, my mind, out of the way as much as I humanly possibly can. And the way I'm doing that is by stating my intention. I am intending to connect with the messages that are coming through me in whatever way they're coming through for the recipient's greatest good and highest purpose. I am connecting specifically with the divine, with divine guides that have come in to help this person, and with any guides that are participating in the greatest good and highest purpose of this particular soul in their journey. And so the intention is set and the connection is made with these divine guides or holy guides, or however you set that intention. That is a really key part of any reading. And when you receive a reading, regardless of what the reader themselves is doing, or the psychic or the medium, it's important that you as a recipient set that intention as well and say, I'm intending for all these messages I receive and for this process to be for my greatest good and highest purpose in my divine, on my divine path, and helping me, guide me into serving my divine soul purpose more fully. So that's step one. And then next, I'm just giving my mind permission to leave. And I do that by saying, okay, I'm now being used. I'm no longer judging anything that's coming through me as a human. I'm not going to sit there and go, is this right? I hope this is right. What are they thinking? And if human me comes in and starts doing that, it's time to take a breath and release that, because that can interfere with the reading. Same is true on the other end. If the recipient is coming in and the recipient is in a place of blockage, doubt, fear, maybe anxiety about the messages that are going to come out, that blocked energy definitely can be picked up in the cards. It often happens where I just won't see the message. The card won't become apparent, or maybe the messages will seem a little scrambled as they come out, and that's an indicator that there is blocked energy on the other side of the reading. So what we'll do is take a moment and take a breath, bring some awareness to that anxiety, to any fears that you may have, and intentionally release those. Just taking a big deep breath, asking the guides to help all of that negative energy go, all of that blockage go, so that the messages can be more clearly received. So it's just like if you're getting a massage and your muscles are really tense, and the massage therapist might say, okay, you need to relax so that you can receive the benefits of this massage. That's the same thing as what's happening in a reading, because the reader is connecting with your energy. So it's important that your energy be open, relaxed, and trusting as much as possible so that the messages can flow through. Otherwise, you're just going to get not as much as you could out of it. Okay, so what is actually happening during a reading? There are several layers of things that are happening. First, because as a divine channel and as a instrument or a tool that the divine is using to relay messages, really my whole self, the reader's whole self, and the cards or whatever they're using become a divination tool to relay to you the messages, or like a microphone to relay from the divine, from the other side, through a human voice, through those vocal cords, the message that you need to receive. And in order to do that, first, the reader, or I'm just using that as a generic term, but however the person who's performing the reading is experiencing those messages in whatever ways that person does. So for me, Spirit uses, my guides use, and your guides use the cards as sort of cue cards for me. It's not so much about, okay, let me, stick to the book meaning of these cards and let me, study this. And it's not a clinical process like the way tarot is approached in books and things like that. You could do that. But what they use the cards for with me is sort of a cue card system saying, okay, this is the energy I'm giving you with this card, and that will be a starting point. Sort of like when you take a needle and put it through, or you thread the needle, then you're ready to go with the sewing. That's what they do with me with the cards. They'll give me the beginning point of the message, and then from there, it just flows through. That needle is threaded. And thank you for this. They never showed me that image before. That's really cool. Thank you, Spirit. So then we can start to weave your message with that thread that they've used the card to thread the needle with. Really cool. So then once that happens, the guides are sending messages through me through claircognizance, which is messages that come in and use my brain, use, everything that allows me to speak, to just give it to you almost as if it was my own thought, but it's not my own thought because I'm not using my thinking brain. Secondly, there might be clairaudience, there might be clairvoyance. They show me certain images like they just did with the needle, or they'll let me hear, just a sound or something that is, that I'm going to say, what does this mean to you? Or I'm hearing this and tell you about that. And then a biggie is clairsentience, which is when something is coming out of my mouth, the guides will send this wave of electricity, of tingles through my body to let me know, yes, that's exactly what this person needs to hear. That's what we're trying to say. So that rush will it really feels like my fingers being stuck in a light socket, and it's like, whoa. And that will let me know that I'm right on target with what the guides want me to know, and that the connection's being made. Sometimes when someone's very, very open in a reading, I can really feel that electricity the whole time, just really, and it feels wonderful. And so that's, your higher self, your soul self, your guides, everything being connected. All of those wires, all of those spirit wires being connected, and I can feel that. And the guides are able to give me energy, and it all flows really well, beautifully. If there's some mental blockages, sometimes it's harder to experience that. Sometimes that's not going to come through as much. But sometimes if the message is really strong, if the energy is really intense, you might even feel those tingles. And oftentimes after I deliver a message, someone will be like, oh, I got chill bumps, or I got chills. That is clairsentience. That's your spirit knowing, working through your body, the guides working through your body to confirm what's being said. So the other layer that's happening, in addition to your spirit guides speaking through the reading, is it is an energy reading, literally, where the reader is able to feel what's happening with your energy. Oftentimes the reader will feel things in their body saying, oh, are you getting a lot of headaches? Or what's happening with your stomach, or whatever it is. We'll feel things in our body that are connected to your energy. And that's just because our bodies are being used as a divination tool to, your own body is your own divination tool. You can pick up things from your own energy. If we're feeling kind of fight or flight, that might mean that there's some, something, your fears are being activated, or some lower energies are coming in. So it is an energy reading. And if you even only thought of it as that, if you got a reading and you even only thought of it as, okay, this is going to be a reading of my energy. Just like an x-ray, if I went to the doctor and I couldn't see inside my own body, and they would run an x-ray and I'd be able to see inside my body. You can think of it like that, very scientifically, if that serves you. You don't have to go full on, I'm connecting with my guides, and, you don't have to get that far into the spiritual aspect if that doesn't serve you. If that blocks your mind, then don't use it. If you are a practical, more scientifically minded person, and it works for you to think of it as this is just my energy and what's happening in my energy field, that's completely fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's no judgment in that. It doesn't have to be all or nothing, The purpose of this spiritual exploration and of receiving your messages is to just open to them. It's not a race, it's not a competition, and it's not, a merit system of who's the most spiritual and how we do it and all that stuff. So whatever works for you, please use that. The other thing that a reading is it is it is designed to give, or my readings anyway, are designed to give you tools to move forward on your path. So your guides or your higher self or your energy or however you think of it will be giving you the messages that are for your greatest and highest purpose. And that's going to mean that you receive guidance that may not always be the easiest thing. It may not be the thing that the mind wants to hear. It may not be, easy. It may not be simple. It may not be fun. It very well maybe and often is a thing where the mind goes, well, I don't know how I'm going to make that happen. Because the other part of a reading is you are receiving your proof that the divine is with you, that there are things happening beyond the physical. You're receiving concrete proof of that with the reading. So you're also receiving concrete proof that your guides or your higher self are with you, helping you. It's proof that you're receiving support and solutions beyond what your mind, your brain can come up with. So it should be a starting point to help you move into more soul-guided action and to move past the mental blocks that our brains can throw in there when our brains say, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what, I don't know the answer. Okay, Spirit's telling me that I'm being guided to maybe leave my job, but I don't know how to make money. It's opening the door to move past what your mind says it knows how to do. Because your mind is just based in the past and in its projections of the future and trying to stay safe. And it's like a computer. It can only go on what it's experienced and what's been put in. But the divine, your higher self, your knowing beyond what we can see and feel in our senses, in our bodily senses, that's where all the expansive answers lie. That's where the truth lies. That's where you can be broken out of those limitations and those beliefs that limit you, that hold you back. So that's all for now. I could go on for a very long time about this topic, and I'm actually going to make this into a series exploring how to use the guidance, how to find your own divine solutions, and we're going to go from here. But this was a great start in at least exploring what even is a reading, and we will connect again soon.